Now is it working? Yep. Okay. Didn't have a mic for a minute. Give me just a second here. Pull out the chat. That way I can monitor this other thing as well. Okay, let's go to live chat. And Crow's in here. Hey, Crow. Alright, and Biddy's in the game. Sorry, I'm trying to monitor a bunch of stuff all at the same time. Yesterday and today have been just yeah, I did Crow. I told her that I was going to be shooting over, taking a quick break, and then coming in to try to do a video. Um, and yeah, she seemed a little happy about that. Don't know if she's actually watching just yet, but she is in Freedom Chat. So hopefully she's watching. Anyway, so yeah, yesterday and today have both been. Hey, you are not supposed to be in here. Have both been challenging to say the least. We've been trying to get this rope. Lead. Okay. Let's try to get this guy out of here. We have been trying to get the second server online. That has been definitely challenging. I'm working. I've got the. I think I got the other, or the large mod pack done. Oh, this guy. Come on. Come on. Ah. He'll take a little baby step and then he'll stop. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Oh, and there's another one right here. That's just fantastic. We'll get this guy out first. Make him run a little bit since I can't run. Come down here in the grass. That way you've got food. There's no food for you inside the cave. Stop bleeding. Anyway, so Um, yes, it's a stream. Sorry, Biddy. So, lead this guy. So yesterday, I think I got the mod pack done, along with a few other mods that were set up and ready to go. Problem is, in order to test them, and as a bit of a surprise, I was trying to get the second server up and running, so I got the map done. Oh, that was my ding. Was that? Nope, that was for something else. Okay. So if you guys can hear the ding, that's part of um, that is my email setup because I'm trying to monitor um, the host support ticket that I put in as well. Um, because trying to get the second map going and getting the mods going and all that stuff. Um, yes, that's why yesterday kind of ended up being a flop for a lot of folks, is because they told me that it would take about an hour. Well, that hour turned into several hours, and they said, "Oh yeah, it's done, it's ready to go." So I turned the server on, um, the main server, this server, Seattle Sanctuary, turned it on. Didn't worry too much about the flint and steel, and we need. I don't have any kindling in here. Unless it ended up in my pot. No, it didn't end up in the pottery bowl. Okay. My kindling and my logs are toast. So let's grab a crude knife. We're going to go out and get some more logs and kindling, I guess. Anyway. Um, so yeah, it took several hours, and at the end of it, they said it was all well and good. Well, it was so late that I decided that I wasn't going to try it. I was just going to wait until today to worry about it. Um, and I've got wood scraps here. Let's yeah, let's use the wood scraps to get kindling at least. Combine those. Bring those in here. We'll grab the. Wow, I've got all three knives on me. Okay, and we're gonna make some kindling while we rant for a minute. Um, yes, I know, Viddy. I'm I wasn't sure if the stream was actually going to work since nothing else seems to be working today. Um, but I figured I'd try it anyway. Maybe we'd at least have a little bit of luck. Anyway, as I was saying, they told me a few hours, or told me an hour. It ended up being several hours, and by the time everything was said and done, they said it was fixed. It was too late to even try it, so I just tried to turn the server on. We had a little bit of complications with that. Eventually got the main server up and running, and Crow and Morph and I were playing on it for a few minutes until I decided it was time to call it a night. And apparently, sometime throughout the night, when the server reset, it didn't like the configuration and it decided to not start again. So early this morning, I get a few people saying, "Hey, yeah, the server's not running," in Discord chat. Um, so I got up and started working on it and tried to get everything back up and running. Finally got the main server running again, logged in, and I turned on the second server. Did a few little quick configurations to make sure everything was good there. Everything looked okay. But oh, let's cancel because we're almost out of water. So we'll head down this. Actually, let's head over by the mine door. Yeah, we don't need the. And the door itself is something we need to do. So we stop getting animalistic intruders. Um, so, um, I got the second server up and running, logged into this server, grabbed a boat, tried to cross, and I get an. At first, I got a warning message saying, "Hey, you're about to cross into Seattle Sanctuary 2," because it really doesn't have a nifty name right now. Um, and Then it started erroring out, telling me that I couldn't take my merchant contracts and my deed, um, the settlement deed paperwork with me. So I decided to grab a different character, my other GM character that doesn't have a settlement, and doesn't have any merchant contracts, so should have been good to go. And from there, we spent about probably 2 hours trying to figure out why he couldn't get through. And then all of a sudden, it started not giving me a warning message and just said, "Hey, yeah, you're being booted out of the boat. The winds are too strong. Blah blah blah." Um, Along with an error message for the quote unquote intra server. Um, so I put in a support ticket, and that was about 4 hours ago now. Um, the ticket has been being dealt with apparently by one support department individual. Um, Ping Perfect, second line customer support. And this is a support agent named James. Um, and thankfully, I mean, I'm actually probably, I don't know, there's stars down below. So I don't know if these are stars specifically for the support agent or for the message. I think it's for the message, but I'm not sure. But I'm gonna give him 4 stars out of 5 to start with. 4 because it's taking so long, um, instead of 5, but also 4 because it's been the same person throughout, and I'm not being shifted from person to person to person today, like I was yesterday, and pretty much every ticket I've put in so far, um, which is really frustrating. Okay, let's make a few more. Um, so yeah, it's been really frustrating trying to get these tickets dealt with, but I'm trusting that this James person is actually on the ball and trying to get things dealt with in a, I don't want to say a timely manner because timely kind of went out the window a couple of hours ago. But I do understand sometimes it does take time. There's a window here I'm not sure about. Less than a month's upkeep left for village. Okay. Didn't realize that that was even a window. So, yeah, we got a lot of things to deal with, but we'll get there. Let's grab some coffee. Um, so yeah, this morning I had one individual ask me about which mods were going in. Well, ideally, the ones I had planned anyway, are Dust Combat, which alters the style of combat. It actually changes the algorithm a bit, so combat is a bit more. Um, how about a bit less linear? So it changes the combat a little bit with the algorithm, um, so that it's not just straight across the board. Um, and combat never is. This is I guess supposed to make it a little bit more realistic, a little more beneficial at the low end, and a little less beneficial towards the higher end of your skill levels. Um, but it also allows you to right click on. Let's see. Let's bring it up. So I could right click on the staff and go to examine, and instead of it just saying, hey, this is a shiny steel, blah, 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 it actually gives you some stats to go along with it. Um, Beyond that, let's see, yeah, let's go ahead and hit a couple more because we've got a little bit more that we can go. Um, I'm trying to put in the Discord relay, which will hopefully allow us to be able to chat through GL Freedom Chat, the CA Help Chat, Trade Chat, and then it also pops up rumors. So, um, sorry, my mustache is kind of tickling my nose. Um, so, if, for instance, let's say I don't know, a blue um, worm hatchling or dragon hatchling pops up, it will put it in the chat as to roughly the area that it decided to spawn in at. So guys like I don't know, maybe Crow uh, can look at that and say, "Oh yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to avoid that area for a minute." Um, and it's supposed to do it with any rare or legendary type creatures, so that people can't accidentally get themselves in trouble. Let's see, flint and steel. We're gonna light this. We don't have a log right now, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take just like 3 of these, and we're gonna put them in there just so they can burn. Yes, yes, that would be nice. On top of that, light this one. We're going to burn that. We're going to take these 3 and open this one. And we're going to put these 3 in there, just so it's got something to burn for a minute as well. Then, and now we have light. We're going to open this, and we're going to put the kindling in there, and we're going to put the flint and steel in there. We do not need this knife for the moment. Actually, we do need it. We're going to put this in there, and we're going to put the rope in there. Okay, let's go get some food and go get a couple of logs. And let's see, what else was I working on? Give me just a quick second here. I'm going to open up my folder here. Treasure hunting. So you'll be able to get treasure maps and be able to go out on quests to find treasure chests that have a variety of different things. Uh, Bidoo server mod tools is required for Wyvern mods, which is the big mod pack. Um, I'm a looking. Um, I gotta open up the actual folder here. Server stuff right there. Okay, so we've got so we talked. Let's see. BDO server mod tools is for the Wyvern mods. The Wyvern mods is a large mod pack that has a bunch of different stuff in it. Treasure hunting, um, the spell mod, um, which actually helps with some of the caster stuff. It allows me to remove the restrictions among other things. Um, so maybe Crow won't be, in terrible graces with his own god anymore for digging and mining and stuff. Um, Server map is possibly, and I'm not 100% certain on this, but it's possibly what we've been looking for an in-game map. So when I hit M in game, it doesn't bring this nonsense up. It actually brings up a static, not a live, but a static server map. And it should go on whatever the update was for when. Oh, now I'm fasting. Joy. For when the server was last loaded, and since it does a backup and reload every day, this map should be accurate to the last time it was booted. So it won't be 100% live, but it'll be live within 24 hours of when you're viewing it. Um, so you'll still need to go to the online map for live updates, which are roughly every 15 minutes. But the in-game map should actually update. Hopefully, that's the goal. Um, to the last point that the server was rebooted. Um, what else? Yeah, Speedy, I know that's something you've been looking forward to. Um, like I said, it's not 100% live, but it'll be closer, so you should be able to see a little bit more about the server you're on. So if you're on the north server or you're on the south server, it should actually show you that server's map based on the last time it was rebooted. Um, and then Dust Combat changes um, the overall combat algorithm. It does not change combat itself, so don't get that confused. Um, excuse me. It just changes. Um, it, it it doesn't even change the combat skill gain. All it does is give you more of a balanced combat, as well as giving you more information about certain um, items that you're using, and it gives me the ability to add other items. So, for example, um, the frying pan is not listed, but I can put it in the list along with the combat criteria for it. So if you choose to use it as a combat weapon and you go to examine it, it'll tell you the distance um, that is optimal for using that, the um, base damage, any if there is a critical damage multiplier on it, that sort of thing, and then the Discord relay. So hope those are the ones I've been working on primarily. Wyvern mods, which is the massive one. Just so you guys know, that is 30, I think 37, 38 pages long. It's 1,300 plus lines of code. That's why it's taking so long to go through. Everything has to be pristine. It's got to be just right. If I put a comma in the wrong spot, if something's capitalized, just a letter is capitalized in the wrong location. If there's a period in the wrong spot, if I've got it, it's all got to be perfect. Otherwise, it'll crash the server. And 1,300 lines of code is not easy to deal with. So I do apologize that it's taking so long to get that going, but you know, I've got to make sure it's correct. If it's not, we don't have a server to play on. So 1,300 lines of code, it's like 1,367, I believe. And a lot of that, to be fair, a lot of that is just descriptors on what the next actual line of code does. So realistically, there's like 100 and probably 180, 190 actual lines of code that have to be perfect. The rest of it is descriptor telling you what that line does, or examples of how to use that line, something like that. But it's a lot of reading, a lot of making sure that you've got things right, and then setting it up for the actual server that you're using. So I got to change, um, like the server name, the um, um, it may have certain things set up, but like the um, combat multipliers, the um, focus multipliers for praying and that sort of thing. Everything has to line up with what the server has going on. If it doesn't, it'll crash the server. So there's a lot of cross referencing I got to do with the actual server configuration. Um, and I don't want. I want to make sure that nothing's going to actually get messed up. Okay, so we've only got 6 beef left. We're already fasting, so we don't really need that at the moment. So what we're going to do, we're going to close this. We're going to get some wood going in those two resources at the moment. We actually we don't need this either, I guess. So let's just worry about. Well, we should harvest this nonsense, but we got to get that mine door going. Actually, let's get the farm dealt with first and foremost. Uh-oh, something went away. But there's my rake. There's my diamond. Ah, sorry. That tickle will not go away. Okay, so let's take the rake. And normally, I don't worry about it. If they're full grown, they're full grown. I just harvest it. But I'm going to do like what Biddy does. And we're going to farm all this stuff first. Because that actually gives me skills. There you go. So we've got soul depth, soul, mind logic, mind, body strength, body, um, nature for farming, and miscellaneous for the rake. I believe that was all of it. We'll hit another one just to be sure. Yep, that was it. So we're still getting skill ups by going through and farming it first. But these are all full grown. There's another ding. Let me see here. Oh, that's my ticket request. Hold on just a second. It says that ticket was closed. Support tickets. What happened? Okay. Still, oh, what are you doing? Stop that. still have not had an update, but I am replying in order to keep the ticket open. Thank you. And we're going to submit it. There we go. Now it is open again. Okay. Um, so you guys know this has been roughly 5 hours that we've been working on this issue. So back to this. We're going to continue to farm like Biddy does to get skill ups, and then we're going to rip back through and we're going to harvest everything. All of this is ready to harvest. As you can see, it says, okay, you can see it says field potato ripe. It means it's ready to be harvested. If I right click on it, it gives me the option to harvest it. So it is definitely ready to harvest. But we want to get the skills. Imperial headlamp 6% from Crow. What are you working on, dude? I'm trying to follow your lead, Grandma. I don't want to be in trouble. No, guys, as I've said, if you haven't been watching the streams and haven't been watching the videos, if you're just now joining in and checking us out, Old Bitty Gaming has become a bit of a mentor for me. She's been gaming for or she's been playing Wurm, not necessarily gaming, but she's been playing Wurm quite a bit longer than I have. So I value her opinion. I value her guidance. And if you haven't gone to check out her videos, oh no no no, don't harvest, farm. Then I highly suggest going over there and checking them out. I will leave a description or leave a link in the description because the end cards don't work so well when you're doing live stream. Oh, doggone it. I did it anyway. Sorry. We didn't mean to harvest that one. We wanted to farm that one. Um, but after the stream is done, I will go back in and put an end card in. I have to fix a few of the live streams anyway to be in line with the um, Iron Man saga. Um, so that way it's a dead series or not a dead series. It's follows the chain the way it's supposed to. The difficult thing is some of these have been 4, 5, 6 hours long, maybe longer. But there are a few of us that are diehards that we're just gonna continue doing these videos. We're gonna continue to play the game. We're gonna continue to try to help each other out. And that's one of the nice things about this server. I'm not saying that there aren't people on other servers that are willing to do that as well. But this server, I know from personal experience that most of the folks that play on this server, on Seattle Sanctuary, um, are more than willing to give each other a hand, help each other out. I'm not saying that, if somebody has a pelt or somebody has a bladder, using those as an example because those were the two most recent things, or somebody has a horse um, that they're willing to part with. I'm not saying that they're just going to give the stuff to you, but I'm also not saying that they're not necessarily going to give the stuff to you. Um, People are willing to barter. They're willing to, to give other people a hand where they can, but they're also wanting to be able to, yeah, 7 hours. They're also wanting to make a little bit of profit as well. So it may be that, hey, I've got a horse, you've got half a dozen pelts. Let's discuss this. Um, if it's something that both people are in need of on opposing sides, then you know a barter type situation may be what's called for. Um, if you don't have something to trade, but that person has what you need, and you might have a bit of coin, that may be the barter that gets agreed upon. But um, either way, I mean, well, I've seen in chat where certain people are going out specifically to work up their combat skill, and they go using, again, as just as an example, they decide that they want to go out and farm some rats, and rats tend to give out pelts, and then they end up with an abundance of pelts. I've literally seen them just kind of go around and say, "Hey, does anybody need a pelt? Does anybody need a bladder? Does anybody need a hoof? Does that, um, hey, I've got, 900 pumpkins. That's excuse me, way too many for what I need to do. Does anybody need some pumpkins? Does anybody need some wheat?" And they'll just deliver it to you. No, no, you know, no asking price. They're just trying to get rid of some stuff. Um, and I've also seen where people in chat will ask, "Hey, I'm trying to make such and such. Does anybody know what the minimum skill is, or does anybody know what the best type of wood to use is, or whatever?" And again, in chats, people have no problem helping each other out and, um, you know, giving the guidance that, not necessarily saying new players, but old player, well, veteran players, I should say, um, that haven't necessarily delved into that particular skill before, um, might be needing a little bit of help. And we're all willing to help each other out. So we're almost done with the farming here, guys, and we're going to go through and we're going to harvest everything and see what we got um, to be able to replant. Now, if you remember right, we did get a cabbage and an onion, I think, and a um, couple of garlics, I think it was, or maybe it was sugar beets. So we're going to make sure to plant some of that. But we want to take a look at what we've got so that we can plant what we're lacking in. Because we don't want 700 pumpkins and only 3 sugar beets. We want to be able to make sure that we've got enough stuff going on so that we've got a good. Oh, got booted. Let me see what's going on here. The reply I got from James was, "You do not need to keep an in progress ticket open. It's in my queue, and I'm and I'm working on it. I will tell you when there's news." Well, I know that there's a good likelihood that James does not watch my videos, my live streams, um, so he has no clue. But I'm telling you guys, the reason I put in a reply was because it said that the ticket was closed. So we're going to let it continue on. Now I'm going to switch. Let me see here. Let's go to. my file manager here. We're going to open this up. Give me just a minute, guys. We're going to look to see what's going on here. This service is currently undergoing maintenance. Game services. So yes, um, James has shut down both servers. So I guess that's going to be it for the stream for today. Um, but we're going to keep working on this, and we're going to see what we can do to try to keep everything going. Um, let's see. Old Biddy got booted. Sean or Crow got booted. Um, he has news. Yes, yes, Crow, I do, but not not the news I was hoping for. I was trying to get the more stuff done for Iron Man. So we will see what happens in the near future. Hopefully, we'll be back up and running here pretty quick. Um, but I guess until then, that's going to be it for the stream. Um, for now, there's a good possibility that the name may change. But for now, you can join me on Discord, or join us on Discord, where we'll probably just be sitting and chit chatting for a while. Um, the Discord chat. In fact, I'm going to leave a description in, or leave a link in the description. See, there I go again, to the Discord channel, so you guys can join us there. Anyone that's watching, my Discord channel has been running for years, so it's not going to go away anytime soon. But here in the near future, it may end up with a name change. Um, yeah, we're going to close the client. Um, so it may end up with a name change specifically so that we can get the Discord relay to work. I don't know what the problem with it is, but it may require a single word channel name. If that's the case, it will be Seattle Sanctuary, one word, double capital S's. Um, but for now, it is just Jagged Edge Productions. Go check it out. Hang out with us, whatever. I'm going to be putting a link in the description down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.